Hey Don, I agree with everything you said about the economy, but I would like to add to it that yes, they're incompetent. Yes, they do everything backwards. Yes, they're failing in certain ways, but in other ways, they're doing what they want to do. They're doing it on purpose, what they want to do. And what do I mean by that? Their main goal is to increase their power to make sure that they stay in office, number one, which they're not doing a good job of, are they? But they also have, obviously, they are strongly pursuing a goal of corrupt America, divide America. Corrupt, divide. At the same time as line our pockets with corruption, with money from the pharma, big pharma, by trying to make people get vaccines. If we can, use a crisis to control everybody. And it's very clear that they're trying to cut off fossil fuels, our use of fossil fuels. I believe that the real reason for doing that, the people in the know who are controlling the Biden administration, I believe they're doing that not because they actually believe climate change is true. I think climate change is a true tool that they will use to extract even more money from America. But I believe what they're doing with the fossil fuel thing is taking away our freedom. We're too free and we're too powerful. We make too much money. We're too independent with fossil fuels. They're just such a great blessing. So they're trying to curtail those, I believe, so that we're more controllable. And they want us to depend on other countries for everything so that we'll be weaker. And there will be shortages. And it's amazing that the new modern Democrats know that they can cause crisis, do everything that causes problems in crisis, because they know their voters, they can talk their voters out of saying it's our fault. Okay? So they can cause all this stuff, but their voters don't think it's their problem. They just say, oh, it's Putin, or oh, it's the result of Trump cut the tax cuts, or whatever they say. So, I guess I'm taking a long time to say. I'll try to speed it up really fast. I still think that they are trying very hard, in addition to keeping their power. They're trying to transfer our sovereignty. They're trying to get us in line with the one world government, with the Great Reset, with the World Economic Forum. And they're trying to weaken us to the point where they can control us and get what they need going at the world level in, Davos, Switzerland, Belgium, wherever they're trying to control the world from. And so you mentioned, their incompetence. But I would ask you, is it incompetent to have a tax on food, on food manufacturers? Is it incompetent that fires are starting at food manufacturers? Was it really incompetent to shut down the baby formula factory? Sure, it looks incompetent, but it also looks purposeful to me, to cause a crisis. They probably just discounted that people are going to figure out it's their fault. See, but they try to blame someone else, and they try to say, oh, but look, we're bringing in a shipment from Europe, so it's okay. But they're doing it on purpose. They are doing these things. All these supply chain problems, I believe, is not incompetence. I believe it's on purpose. I could be wrong. But I certainly the devil is trying to do that, and I think the smart ones in the Biden administration, which does not include Biden or Harris, there's some smart ones, and by smart I don't mean they're competent at running a government. I mean they're competent at stealing elections and shutting down freedoms of the American people. They're really competent at that. They're quite competent at destroying our economy, and I believe a lot of it is on purpose. They're quite competent at printing money to give it to people who don't work, which hurts our economy. They're quite competent at urging governors to shut down a whole bunch of businesses during COVID because it's so dangerous. Oh, you've got to shut down. So they shut down. They're quite competent about making our kids stay home from school, which actually surprised me. I thought they'd want to keep them in school to continue to deprogram them. That one may have backfired because parents started realizing, look what they're doing. I don't know. They're quite competent at injecting strange stuff into little kids. I think it starts today, doesn't it? Yeah, they're going to inject this stuff into little 5-year-olds now, 6-month-old to 5-year-olds. They're very competent at that. And so what I was trying to say is if you were to agree that I'm right or somewhat right about a lot of this is being done on purpose, in addition to everything you said being true, okay, I'm not disputing what you said. I feel you left out some stuff. If you were to agree with me that a lot of this stuff is being done on purpose for the idea of bringing our freedom to our knees, so that they can control us better, like is happening in Canada and Australia. Ooh, Australia, they're doing so good there. My question to you now is, what if they fail at that? What if they're really trying to do that, and they end up not, let's say what you and I are preparing for, the superfood shortages and the riots and the what's it called, the anarchy. What if it doesn't happen despite their best efforts? I find that interesting, that it's possible that it won't happen, but that we'll be in a recession. I heard from Clay and Buck, and it might not be correct, I heard that the definition of recession is 2 quarters in a row of negative growth. I thought there was a clear definition of recession. So I think that's what we've got. Depression, I don't know. We need a definition of that, but we definitely can crash and burn if these supply things stop. Anyway, so that was my thought. What if they fail at trying to bring us to our knees, which I think they're trying to do?
Yeah, to me, if you don't know how to do anything and you're going to pretend you do, the end result is that you're going to fail, which is incompetent. You're going to be an incompetent person because you have no expertise, you have no experience, and you're not going to succeed. You can tell me all day long that this is a good idea, but until you have a track record that says that you're successful, you're just not, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people on the Democratic side unable to really do anything. They've never built anything. They've never created businesses. They've never signed payroll checks or managed a budget even. You know, they've been public servants since the day they got out of college. They don't know what it's like to manage a business. They don't know what it's like to be responsible. They take advantage of people, and they make false promises to get where they're at. They lie. They're not people of substance. They're community organizers, whatever that means. It means rabble-rouser, as far as I'm concerned. It means that you never accomplished anything, that you're just a talking head. And that's why Trump said that politicians, that's all they do. They just talk, 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 talk. They don't do anything. And that's why they're incompetent. They have no experience at doing anything. You know? That's why whenever they try to do something, it flies back in their face, and it actually hurts their cause more than helps it. If that wasn't true, we wouldn't be looking at a red wave come November, which I'm sure we are. People are not going to put up with total incompetence. Even people on the left. There's even Democrats, according to the polls, that think we're headed in the wrong direction. Well, how is that a reflection of competence? When your own people say, this doesn't look good, this looks like you're foolish. You're being foolish. You're cutting our throats here. But I do believe all the things that you were saying. I do think they want to control us. They want to eliminate the middle class. They don't like the freedom that the middle class has. It's the bulk of the people, so of course they do want to control the bulk of the people, and they'll do it in any flimsy, quick, easy, reflexive way that they can, reactionary way that they can, if it's by a virus or whatever public threat that they can concoct, whatever, crisis that they can make up. Don't let a good crisis go to waste, but that's still not a picture of competence. That's a picture of taking advantage of a situation of exploitation. I guess you could say they're really good at exploiting, but they're not really good at building anything. They're not really good at developing anything. If it was left up to the Democrats, we wouldn't have a anti-virus vaccine today. If you remember, they didn't support it. They poo-pooed it. They said, oh, that's never going to happen. This warp speed thing is a bunch of nonsense. Trump is full of crap. We're not going to see any vaccine, blah, 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 blah. So we know that they wouldn't even attempt it, that they wouldn't have even tried, and it wouldn't have worked, even if they did try, because they're incompetent. They don't know how to get things done. That's the definition of incompetence, not knowing how to do anything. Obama was the least, I think, in recent times anyway, the least qualified person to ever be president. That's not competence. That's just popularity. He was popular, not competent, not qualified. Sorry. They're dumbbells. They're a bunch of Keystone cops. They're not evil geniuses. They're a bunch of dummies. They're so dumb that they do things that even hurt their own philosophy, their own efforts, their own goals, as we will see in November, I think.